that Faras Kenya is number one when it comes to making sure that you get that kind of comfort when you're using a cab. And right now, how about we introduce the general manager, Al Maimbo, in the building. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's very nice to have you. How do you ordinarily introduce yourself at work and, of course, outside of work?
Well, thank you very much for having me here. First, my name is Alan. I'm a father, a wife, and of course the general manager's
a husband.
A husband, sorry.
Yes, and of course.
A husband.
Yes,
a husband, a father, and of course the general manager Faras.
Yeah.
Yes.
And outside of the workplace, what do you do? How do you like to spend your free time? Like a nice Saturday, Sunday afternoon.
I watch football, and of course I run a few other businesses. Yeah. I pay visit to them, and of course I play golf.
Oh, nice.
Afcon tuna support nani?
It's just a vida because we don't have Kenya.
Yeah.
Of course we go for Senegal.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that was
I thought you'd
clear.
go for Tanzania. You know,
No,
because it's pretty close.
No, they are very close to us, but of course I don't want. I know. I don't want to say that do not get to the final, but I don't want.
You like being on the winning team.
I want to be on the winning team.
Kindly talk to us a little bit about Faras and the interactions with it. Of course, personally, I've also used it in Uganda, and some friends are using it across East Africa. Yeah, Tanzania.
Yeah.
So just kindly talk to us a little bit about Faras and who you are.
Well, Faras is a local hub. It's Kenyan, made for Kenyans and made by Kenyans. We started in Ethiopia, but we've expanded into Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. And of course, we're going far into Africa countries. And our plan is to make it a Pan-African company. Yes.
You know, now that we were just discussing before you came in January, tukasema, how are you making it mid-month January? And asking guys how they are coping. And I know, like, I've logged onto the Faras app like a few times, and I'm like, this discount has saved me a 200 bob here, a 300 here, you know, and it makes a difference. But tell us about the kind of discounts that Faras offers.
Number one, when you download Faras, you get to you get 200 shillings as a welcome bonus, and this points you can get them once you take your first trip. How do you convert your points into money? You can buy airtime, you can buy data, and also you can withdraw directly to M-Pesa. So that's how we want Kenyans to interact with.
I can get the 200 bob I get on the Faras app, I can take to my M-Pesa.
You can withdraw directly to your M-Pesa as money.
Hey,
so at
technology
one
is nice.
point is
Yeah.
1 shilling.
Yeah.
So, and therefore, every time you take Faras, you get to earn a point.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's innovative, but you favored us, the customers. How about the drivers? On the other hand, how do they benefit from the same?
Well, we reward our drivers based on their performance. On weekly basis, we give our drivers 20 of them 10,000 Kenya shillings,
Nice.
and of course we give them we give them daily bonuses. And of recent past, we've introduced also to motorbikes, and we're gonna be giving 20 best motor riders also 10,000 Kenya shillings.
What qualifies one as a best rider, best driver? Actually, I see you call them captains. Yeah, I like the
Captains,
term captain. Yeah.
Yes. It's based on the number of trips they take. The many trips you take, the more trips you take, of course, the more requests you accept, and that gives you a chance to become one of the top captains.
What
Yes.
about the rating? Does that count?
Yes, of course it counts, because we rate our drivers based on the acceptance rate. If you cancel too much, of course, your rate will be down. Because the reason why we do this is because we want to give our customers quality services, and we really want actually to make sure that whenever you request a Faras cab, you get a captain.
I'd seen
Yes.
also that there's the concept of Faras miles, right? What's a Faras mile? How do I use it? How do I get it? How do I convert it into the real world? Yeah.
Yes. Basically, Faras miles is our points that you earn for using Faras.
Okay.
It's only hub that pays you for using. So you spend on us, but we pay you back. So we give discounts on our trips up to 30%. So you can get from 5, 10, 20, 30 based on how frequent you use our hub. We also give you loyalty points, which we call them now Faras miles. But all these discounts and points, they come to your app in term as Faras miles. We call them Faras miles.
Yeah.
And like I said before, you redeem these points through your app. And the most interesting part, you can actually share these points to your friend. So if a friend calls you and tells you
Nimekwama
mahali
Yeah.
niokolee na 200,
Yeah.
and you remember you have 500 Faras miles.
Yeah,
you
just
transfer to your friend this Faras miles. So what your friend needs to have is just to have the app on his phone. He doesn't have to have been using it. As long as you've been using it and the friend has the app on his phone, then you can transfer that the points to his phone.
Yeah, I know in Ethiopia it was a little bit. I don't know if it was easy or hard to penetrate the market, but of course the functionality in Ethiopia gave rise to all these other different hubs and just allowing you to come into different spaces.
Yeah.
How are Kenyans accepting Faras? What's the atmosphere like?
Well, I would say the acceptance is very good. Kenyans have actually embraced the idea of the Faras miles. I would actually arguably say that we are the first taxi hailing hub to come into Kenya and penetrate the market as quick as we have done. Because we've seen before, other companies come, they struggle to beat the market.
True.
But for Faras, because of the idea and the innovative feature of our app, we were able to win the Kenyans' confidence, and that has placed us, if not the first, the second position in the market.
Well, we're getting back into the music, but when we come back, we'll have a few more conversations around safety, which I know is very key for users, especially with so much going on. And of course, driver welfare, which is also super important. But I have a quick one before we go. Is Faras from Farasi?
Faras is from Farasi. Actually, Faras is an Arabic one to mean Farasi.
Okay.
And of course, horses are perceived as strong,
fast,
faster.
yes.
They are used by rich people.
Yes.
And therefore,
like us,
like you guys, like us,
and Mariam, and the listeners out
And the
there.
listeners out there, right?